rain. No one can believe her. It's no just a rain. Every day.
Friends. How are you all doing? Welcome to another edition of Reasoning Thursdays.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious 89.1 WAKE. Your unity in the community station.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
One by One Care full range of products embodies fundamental nutrients necessary to maintain beautiful and healthy hair care without having to combine an assortment of hair care products. The One by One Care products are designed to rejuvenate, moisturize, create shine, fortify, and stimulate hair growth while leaving your hair feeling weightless and luxurious. Be sure to visit our website at www.o
Hey?
Yes,
Donna, could
sound
you
on,
hear us now? Could you all hear us? I'm hoping
yeah,
that
you
you all
got
can.
sound on YouTube.
Okay, I'm sounding on YouTube. Donna, give
On
me a
YouTube, yeah.
yeah, give me a shout, Donna, on Facebook. Let me know that we y'all hearing us. Anyone else on Facebook? All right. All right. All right. Blessings, blessings. Okay, we're up and running. So we're going to be discussing relationship, dating. We're also going to be discussing what's going on with the SSL, with the investing and all these things, and whatever else fly up in the midst, because there's so much going on right now that man, I'm telling you. But because we said we're going to be touching definitely the dating, we're going to definitely get into that. Ben Diva, are you on the air?
I'm here. I'm here. Hearing you loud and clear.
All right, bless up, bless up, bless up. Okay, let me add Mama Acid to the stream. Acid, you hear us loud and clear through the stream?
I can hear you.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. So we in business. Yeah, we in business. All right, we doing business. All right, well, big up yourself, Donna. Thanks for checking in. Sister Julie, big up yourself. Thanks for checking in. Blossom, big up yourself. Thanks for checking in. If whenever you all cannot hear us, just go directly to our website, www.dapowerhouseradio.com. If whenever you all all right, somebody got their radio on, and or our telephone lines or our tuning apps. You would definitely get us through any of those outlets anytime our YouTube or our Facebook pages are down. You could definitely get us through those entities. Well, let's send some shouts to our listeners. Mama Acid, you want to shout out the listeners?
Yeah, okay, I tell you. Right now, my shouts all are going to one group of people, and that is journalists in Jamaica who are finally deciding they are going to go outside, breathe the fresh air, and look at the criminals face to face.
All
Big
right.
up.
All right, all right. They out there doing their thing. Then that's what we saying.
It seems like they are not afraid because they have finally seen that if the truth exists and they don't share it, they're going to be blamed for not sharing it.
All right. We want to send big shouts to you, Don. Don Minded, large up yourself. Thanks for checking in. Man, I'm telling you. Okay. So the journalists are finally stepping up in Jamaica doing what they ought to be doing. And that's a good thing. That's
It's
definitely a good thing.
but you know the one thing about that catches my attention more than anything is the fact that the journalists that have been talking about corruption for so long have been ignored because they talk about it in a certain way. Now we have other citizen journalists who have stepped up and said, "Listen, this is how we're going to talk. We're going to change which we're going to call names, and we are going to take control of the story, and we're going to let people understand. We're not going to hide and pretend so and so doesn't know the name of the who directly links particular fraud. Now directly calling name. That's what's happening.
Acid, you doubling up. You doubling up.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the call in line.
Yeah, do the calling line. All righty. Is she doubling up? All righty, Queen, you want to say hello to the listeners?
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Good night. And like Acid said, what she said is true. Because for the past 2 days, I can see where more of the reporters in the different media, they're coming out and they're speaking on this SSL issue. I also wanted to bring out to the forefront why good guys feel like they are losing. they they feel like they're losing, and I'm trying to figure out why they feel that way.
how do they think us women feel? I mean, but that's one of the topics that I saw on the TV. Why good guys feel like they are losing. And I hope that when we have a discussion on love and what women want in a relationship, I hope that we can maybe tackle that and talk about that a little bit. But I just want to say big up everyone for being here tonight. Thank you, Lady D, for this forum.
All right, blessings, blessings. Ventiva, you want to shout outs to the listeners?
Yeah. Good night to everyone, and I'm just looking forward to the discussion. I've been having some conversations this week, so it'll be interesting to hear, the men's side and what they have to say about how they feel about dating in the.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, well, let's dive right on into it. Tonia's going to be checking in, and our Jay, she is traveling. She has some gigs that she's doing in regards to the book. So she's asking if she could join us next week. I told her, girl, we trying to wrap this bad boy up this week. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, how we go on about how we always open. We always open. And I know the book has some great contents in it. Haven't had the privilege of reading it as yet, but most definitely, we're gonna definitely link it, whether it's on the Lady D show or it's on Reasoning to talk about this. So let's dive into this reason in regards to dating. We want to start there, right? Because I know the SSL and the entire what is going on in Jamaica, all of this is like real crazy. It's like real crazy. Want to say big shout to Let's Right Tonya joining us. What's up, T? Tonya.
Good evening, everyone.
Bless up. If we start doubling up, then we're gonna have you call in, okay?
Okay.
All righty. Okay. Well, we're gonna kick it off with dating, and then we're gonna move on to what? We're gonna move on to the SSL, Mama Acid, or did you want to talk about something with some explosion thing?
I think we can kind of like push it all together because one of the important things is that we don't lose track of the fact that this is a really big issue that is becoming clarified as being a worldwide issue instead of just a Jamaica issue.
All right, cool. All right. I think someone may have to mute their radio or something to that effect. We're gonna have to maybe mute our radio, so that way we're not getting any feedback, and so we could go into it. So dating, and we've I've had this discussion started with myself and Venziva. We were talking about dating issues and what's going on in this millennium, in this 2023, this new year, and being single women. um I was saying to Ventiva that, well, for myself, I haven't even reached out there and even tried to date. And it's on like 2 years now, and I'm like getting ready to. I'm almost ready to go out there and start dating. But I'm like, where do you start? And when we say when I say where do I start, I mean I hear so much stories out there in regards to men and the selfishness and the childish behavior and the intimidation, being intimidated by a successful woman. And then I question myself as to being, first of all, being single for over almost 3 years going on now. And well, 2 years, right? 2 years. And then living by myself for so long, and knowing the what comes along, the responsibilities that comes along with a relationship. Do I even want it? But do I really want to be alone for the rest of my life? Like, really? It's so much pros and cons to this dating thing. And um, I just don't know I don't know which way to turn yet. I don't even know which way to turn yet on it. Anyone want to pick up? Vidziva?
Yeah, I'm there with you, B. Totally understand because I'm going through the same thing. The thing is, and as we get older, we get more mature, and we understand a lot about what we want, what we don't want.
Yeah.
We realize that a lot of the men out there, they just don't possess some of the qualities that we're looking for. A lot of people like me, I like old school qualities. I like a man that acts like a gentleman, opens the doors for you. I want a man who is, who can make his decisions and he's not afraid to make decisions. I want a man who's responsible, financially responsible, who can take care of me if anything should happen. It's just hard to find that because I think there's a lot of men out there that's looking for somebody to take care of them. There's a lot of men out there that's been broken. They've been with, you know, women that were not the best, who treated them like crap. And some of them are jaded. And so they're very guarded about certain things. And some of them have gone through divorces where wives took everything. And now they think that they have to be extra stingy or they don't want to do certain things unless it's just a lot of um, labels out there that we have on both sides. And just getting through that in today's dating world is difficult. It's so difficult. Um, Connecting with people, I think, is very difficult now. I mean, there's a lot of online dating going on, but how much, you have to wade through so much unwanted, I don't even know how to say it. You have, it just feels like too much work. Back in the day, the old fashioned, when a man would come up to you and, approach you nicely, have a conversation. I don't, in a bar, ask to buy you a drink or ask you out on a date, or it just seems like things like that is like not anymore. Now it's Netflix and chill, or now it's, meet me at so and, I mean, I've had somebody tell me to meet them in the parking lot, stuff like that, and I'm just not willing to. Yeah, I'm just not willing to.
And you have guys that have those traits and what have you. But listen, the main goal is to find the person, your person, because everybody have different idea of the person that they want to be with. And when you're starting a relationship, you have to make sure that that person has what you want. For example, you have to be able to ask questions. Ask them questions, not what their finances is or how many women they had before, but solid question. What are your goals for the next year? Don't even go 5 years. Say for the next year. What do you see yourself doing? How can I enhance your life? Things like that we need to ask them. Now, you also have to remember that some of these guys that are really nice and good, they're scared. They're scared because women think they're weak. Some women think they're weak. Some women think that they're pretending. So therefore, they withdraw and they stand back. So we have to be able to can approach them and ask questions. It's very good to talk. Just spark up a conversation. You see someone that you might be attracted to, spark up a conversation. It's yes or no. My mom used to say it's yes or no. But if you don't ask, how you gonna know?
Yeah. I understand that, but as a woman, I've never been the type of woman that will approach a man. I mean, I will give you signs that I'm interested and I'll smile or whatever, but I expect the man to come over to me. Especially in Atlanta, I feel like the men in Atlanta are very spoiled and they feel like women should come over to them. And
now you have to be bold. You have to be bold now.
Not all of us women are. Not all of us are where we're gonna just go over to a guy and just start talking and introduce yourself. Not all of us women are that like that. Not every woman is like
No, because I'm not like that. I'm definitely not one like that. Tonya, you want to put in? You want to comment on that?
Yes, I know you all three of y'all over there is gonna jump me down, but I gotta say it, y'all. Since we talking about Atlanta, there is not many single men in Atlanta. Okay, let's be real about it. And the ones who pretend that they're living double. Some of them are living triple lives. They walk around like they're single, and they're not.
Yes. So why men have to be?
There we
Why,
go. Tanya, yes! Mama Acid going to say something now because she went
Cause I'm gonna break it. I can break it down to you guys.
Acid. Wait a minute. Go ahead, Tonya.
And the reason why I say that because it's true. A lot of them because they know that it's more women. Because of course now the men are free. The ones who were single or the one who was in relationship that they were so perfect for that woman. They have come out the closet. They are dating other men. So it's like one man to 20 women now. And men know that they can pick and choose now. It's not the opposite. So you have a lot of them play the field. I spoke to someone and someone is like dating someone. They never been to his house. They never met the family, but they can actually say that they've been together for years. How is that possible?
Yeah.
How is that possible? So
That.
just to be honest, I'm going to speak on Atlanta. I'm not going to speak on any other state. But the ones that are walking around like they are single, they're really not. So it's just that we have shortage. So that's why now people are going not only to Jamaica, they're going to Nigeria, they're going to different country and they meet these guys. So if you notice, a lot of people are dating out of the country now.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That's all. I'm going to pause it there.
All right. Go ahead, Acid. Acid, you want to pick up?
Passport Bros. I love that she did talk about the Passport Bros, but I like she talked also about the alternative people because you can meet a guy on Monday who looks like a guy. Then you can run into him at the supermarket on Wednesday and he may look androgynous. Then you may actually be invited to a cocktail hour on Friday and that guy is standing up in there looking much better than you. So I want to say that I am in the Midwest, and that is one of the biggest problems is that women don't trust men because men have so many alternatives that they don't discuss, and women are just one of them. And when I say alternatives, I'm talking about the men who never tell you that they were in jail, men who never tell you that they've had other relationships where they've been different in the sense of maybe in this relationship you were more the female partner. Men who like to move in with you because they don't have any credit and they can't get anywhere to stay, but you got a nice house, so they figure you're lonely, so they want to just move in with you. Okay? There are men who just want to take advantage of you because they feel you are needy. Well, I got news for you guys. Most of us women who are in these situations, A, because we're not needy, and B, because we understand what we're worth and we don't want to go out and invest in something that is not going to be equal to us. So, quite frankly, at my age, there's nothing out there.
The
I'm gonna be
respect.
honest. I can meet you
The
in the cake mix aisle, and I can know before I get to the dairy aisle if you are someone that I would want to be seen outside of that supermarket with. And I'm saying supermarket because, quite frankly, that's one place that we all go now. Not all of us go to bars. Not all of us go to church, but almost every single one of us goes to the supermarket. And a very recent study that I read this week said that most women these days shop at least twice a week. You go to the supermarket. So while you are in the supermarket, don't think that those men in the supermarket are just walking around looking for soup. They are looking for soup, but you should also be looking for gravy. And I'm gonna be honest and say that if a man can't talk to me about what's going on in the economy, about what the FTSE is, and if you don't know a little bit about science, what are we going to talk about? Because I'm certainly not going to talk about sports, and I could care less about your political leanings because that's not going to help me. I want to know who you are as a person. What have you been through? Where have you been? How many people do you know? How old? What type of old friendship? What is your oldest friendship? Who from your childhood do you still associate with? All of that stuff matters because it tells you about the stability of an individual. And without that
Yeah,
individual
but you're not
having a
gonna ask
stable
from the
mind,
same day.
I was just going to say that. Well, before we go any further, let's get some comments. Jean says, and there are men who are living off women. She also says they have so many women that will do anything to keep that man. And those men are using vulnerable ladies with their sweet talk. Gillette says, tell it, mama. And Gillette also says, you can't even be sure about the ones that are in church.
because they'll go to church with you, and then the next day they'll go to the mosque with somebody else. And I'm not saying the mosque, I'm saying that's what they do.
That is right. Yes, ma'am.
Let me say this. Let me ask this. Are us as and any men that is listening and would like to chime in, the number is 706-955-2001 because we want to reason on this relationship thing and see if possibly something can come out of it. Are are us women, are we on the defensive? And do we automatically, when a man come into our life, we just automatically don't trust that we're not even giving that man a chance? Do you think?
Trust is earned.
I don't think it's a defense. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Tonya.
I don't think it's a defense. I think for me, I usually, when I meet guys, I always give them the benefit of the doubt. You start off fresh, just like if you have a baby. And as you grow into that relationship, if they give you a reason not to trust them, then yeah, that just turns that whole relationship around. But I don't think it's that the doubt is just they have to do something to get us where something is not adding up.
Okay, Gene says
You
the
see
devil. Gene says the devil is a chameleon, and most men are just that. Who was just speaking? Queen.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Queen.
Relationship is the same as marriage. You have to work at it. Remember, you coming in with your expectations and your experiences, just the same way he's coming in with his expectations and his experiences. So therefore, you have to know within yourself what you want, what you're looking for. Okay, and don't be on the defense. A lot of women nowadays, they have their mind made up already before they even start dating that individual or communicating with that individual. You have to give that man a chance. You know, I'm not even going to put a time frame on it, but you have to give him a chance to prove himself because you already know your expectations, what you want in your relationship, and how you're going to go about conveying that to him. So therefore, first you have to look into yourself. You have to understand that you are worthy and you have worth. Okay, so therefore, I'm not just gonna pick anything up. I need to first of all, he has to have a job or in school doing something for himself. I mean, you're not gonna pick up a man that's out there with nothing, not at our age. Okay, come on now, right? So you're gonna pick up a man that has something, some form of education, not necessarily college.
It can be a high school graduate with experiences in a certain field. But you're gonna pick up someone who has goals, who knows what he wants, and you know what you want. You come together and you work at it because it takes work. It takes work, just like in a marriage. You have to work at it. It doesn't happen like this, and everything is peachy keen. There are gonna be good times, and there are gonna be bad times. You're
Yeah,
gonna come with your pasta, and he's gonna come with his
yeah,
pasta. So you have to come together and work it out.
okay, Juliet said yes, Queen, but you're competing with not just other women, but also other men. I think what we may need to do is to find women need to find men whom is secure within themselves. And if I feel that if a man can't bring you to their home, if you can't call a man after certain hours, if that's once you all really started, that's when you all really have started dating and saying that you all may be becoming committed to one another. If you can't call this man um at certain times, if you have not been to this man's home, if you're not even interacting with his friends, or um or even his brother, like let's say is one of his family members, if you're not doing all of that, then that's not a serious man, and he's not taking you serious.
It's sad.
You know what I'm saying? And that most definitely is not even a single man, even in the beginning of it all. From a man, you calling a man at 11, 12, and he's not answering, then for me, that's a red flag, because I think that one of the breakdown in dating as well as in relationship is the honesty, and lots of persons may say, oh, we are big people, like we're adults. But are a lot of men conducting themselves as adults? Why not just be straight up honest and say, I'm dating. I'm dating, I'm not with one particular person. And there's times I may answer my phone late, and there's times I may not answer my phone late. Let's be on this level, so we're on this understanding. And if we're finding ourselves becoming more and more attracted to each other, where we're thinking of having this, forming this, okay, relationship, monogamous relationship, then let's get to that point where we be adults and say, all right, well, Lady D, I'm really liking you like that, and I really want me and you to be together or exclusively dating. You not with, and with that comes a lot of communicating. We have to start communicating and understand my likes, your likes, my dislikes, your dislikes, what I am and what I'm not gonna put up with, what you are and what you're not going to put up with. You know what I'm saying,
But
Juliet?
Lady D,
One moment. Julia says, even when you do all those things, it's still not enough. There's always a reason for them to treat you wrong or to just leave you. Go ahead, Tonya.
Oh man.
Julie, she is right what she said too. But also, what you have to understand, the reason why some of them won't have that conversation and won't be that transparent is because they're selfish. They want to do it, but they don't want you to.
Yeah.
They want you for their self, but they also want the others. See, if you notice, men cannot do it, even with an open relationship. There are women that are prepared for that, but a man won't do it because they can't handle it.
I'll jump in and say that
Go ahead,
I'm not a
Denise.
serious date. I'm not a serious dater. Like I will go out on a date. If there's no connection, then it's gonna be one date. Right? If I am not feeling you, it's gonna be 1 or 2 days. And then that's it for me. I'm not gonna keep going on dates with you if I'm not feeling you. So for me, I'm not someone who can date 10 people at one time and over a long period of time to figure out which one of them I like. I usually know if I'm in love with you or not.
Okay, I was
So
speaking
for
with.
me,
Mhm. Go ahead.
I'm good. I'm good. Go ahead.
I was speaking to someone and exactly what you said, Vendiva, where when you meet someone and you're just not feeling it, and you go on one
Yeah.
date or two dates and you're not feeling it, you just cut it off right there. A guy was
Yeah.
saying to me, he don't like that. He why someone just cut you off and don't call and don't say or be man about or be man or woman about it
I
and
wouldn't do
say,
that. I
you know,
wouldn't
I'm
do
not
that. I would
interested.
tell
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, Jean says,
And that's where communication is important. You have to
mhm,
be able to communicate your feelings to that individual because remember, we can't read each other's mind. We might have an idea or assume that this is what that person is thinking, but you can't read a person's mind, and that's why communication is very important. We've been bashing
That's
these
right.
guys, but listen, they're good guys out there. You have some really good guys out there, and they're afraid just like we are. Because of what's going on out there with women and men. Because some women are doing the same thing men are doing. You know what I mean? So some of them are afraid also, like we are, to make the next, to go the next step. You know what I mean? But if you find a guy that you really are attracted to and you communicate, let the guy know your expectations, like I said before. Let him know your expectations. Let him know what you're looking for. You have to love yourself, first of all. If you don't love yourself, you can't approach that individual the right way. So you have to love yourself. And once you love yourself and know what you want, then you're able to go out there and make the right decision when that person comes around. And not just make the right decision, but also ask the right questions
all right.
before it goes further.
Okay, Jean says, but they do have men that does say those things. There is just some women who know the situation but still try to ruin the man's life because they want him for themselves. Juliet says, true, true. But even a lot of times you know what you want and you put your all out there because I was speaking to someone this week that called me in tears and she was like, Lady D, because and I know that she's listening because I told her we were going to be talking about the same topic and just on a sister level, she thought that she could call me and she could speak with me. And she says, Lady D, I've been through a lot in life. I am I'm 50 plus. I won't go and give her exact age, but I'm 50 plus and I've been through a lot and I've dated men and I think I know men and I know what I want. I know where I'm at and I've been with this guy and this guy just did like a total 360 on me. It's like he totally act for the last 9 months. And I mean, like, she was really, really broken because of this. Um, and just the lies, the telephone, the messages in the telephones, all of those things. I would like to have a man to call in and ask, why do men do that? Why is it necessary for men to have two and three women? And if you want to have two and three women, be a polygamist, um, why don't you just be honest about it and just say that's what you want and let a woman make the
Emotional
decision?
ghosting.
Say
That's
that.
it right there. Emotional ghosting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Just
Women
just be
don't want to
straight.
deal with that. That is grief. That's not happiness. That's grief. There's no happiness in somebody playing a game with your head, which is why a lot of women like me become frustrated and say, I can do more with my garden than I can trying to go out to dinner with a man. Because when a man looks at me and he says, oh, she lives by herself, she has this, she has that, I could just take advantage of all of that. No, you can't. Because your emotional ghosting will prevent you from making an investment into a woman like me who is self assured. And that's why so many of us are out here living our best lives because we don't need a man to fulfill us. But men feel that women who don't utilize a man to fulfill themselves, there's something wrong with you. Society has made that
Hold the
clear
line,
that
caller.
women who are independent and self directed are never seen as strong women. We're just seen as a woman who can't get a man. Well, I hate to tell y'all, but that ain't true. Because plenty of men are hollering at me when I'm out there using the snowblower tonight, and I'm 67. So don't think that men don't look at women the same way with a tool in their hands and think, oh, I wouldn't do that, but she's out there doing that. Maybe she might be the one who will clean off my car before I go to work in the morning. I'm sorry, brother. I got a garage. I don't have to do that.
Okay. Juliet
Ladies,
says,
they shouldn't have invented dittos.
one more, big quick. Juliet says there are a lot of good guys out there. We just don't see them because they stay away from the masses because they too don't trust some women because they don't want to be used either. We also have a caller. We have a caller on the line. Caller.
How you doing? I just want to make a comment. There are good men out there. I'm not saying that there isn't, but you can't only blame the man because I'm hearing a lot of blames for the man, but then you also have to blame the woman because sometimes a woman already knows the situation, but they set themselves up to say, hey, um, the man don't even have to do nothing to them or for them, but they just want the man. Oh, I don't know, it's just something about him. I just got to get him. But you know that he has a family. You know that he's with somebody. But sometimes they just sweet talk you. And you could be a lonely woman and you meet a guy. And you just don't know what to do about this guy. You just start setting yourself up to do whatever you can to keep this guy. You buy him things, you bring him places and this and that, but the guy is not showing you any attention. But you're still trying your best to do this. The man will sit there and talk to you and degrade you, but you're still there trying to do things for the man. You as a woman must be confident in yourself, you know, to know what you should accept and what you should not accept. All right, dealing with a man.
Okay, my question
I have
for you.
children and I have daughters, and every single day I tell my daughters and my granddaughters, okay, you are beautiful. That means that you don't need a man out there to come and tell you, hey, baby, you look so good, because you already know where the player is. All right, because they will use their sweet talk and try to woo you in. Because most men, the first thing on their mind is sex.
Okay,
And to conquer.
let me ask this question. Um, for women, and this is for everyone because we don't want to come in like we're bashing men because that's not we
Right.
fighting about we're also trying to figure out how can we successfully date in this time and age and what moves should we make? Let's say my question to the ladies would be, do you call a man first when you would, let's say you meet a man and you exchange number. Do you call the man first or do you wait on this man to call you? And when he don't call you, what do? You just move on. What's anyone want to grab on that
Yeah.
one?
Well, I got this.
Uh-huh.
First of all, it depends on how attractive I am to this man. If I'm very attracted to him, yeah, I'm gonna call you that either that same night that I met you, I'm gonna call you the next day. Now, if he's buddy about you, I might wait 2 days before I call you. I wait until you call me. That's just how I go.
Okay.
I don't know
And
about
anybody else want to jump on that?
I'll jump on that. I'll jump in.
Go ahead, Tonya.
Well, yes. I give my number. They have to reach out. If they don't, they don't. And if they're not saying, first of all, especially if the conversation is when you coming over.
Uh,
Once that conversation in, oh, I'm not. But thank you for calling.
yeah.
And I delete the number.
Yeah.
That's me.
Hey,
Go ahead, Big Diva.
You gotta know. And I expect, like I was saying before last week, I expect a man to be a man and make that first move. If I give you my number, then you need to call. And if you call, then I'm expecting you to make some plans if you want us to get to know each other. We can make. I can make plans as well, but I want a man who's able to make decisions. And I realize there's a lot of men out there that even the ones that have been married, they leave everything up to the wife to do. So it's like they're looking for somebody to mother them. I need a man who can make decisions and we can both share the responsibilities of the household. I'm not trying to be with somebody who everything. I have to figure out everything. I got to do everything, and I've been there.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of that.
Queen or Acid, you want to
I
touch that?
understand, but then what if you're the one? What if the man is the one who gives you his number? Because see, with me, I don't give my number out to him. He got to give me his number.
So then you're gonna have to call
I
him
decide to call you.
because if you don't have your number, then definitely you're going to have to call him. Let me ask you, ladies, another question.
That's why I made that statement. Go ahead.
Let me make. I'm asking another
That's
question.
why I made the statement.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Juliet says yes, caller. And some women are so insecure with themselves that they settle for anyone just so they can say they have a man. Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's not
all right.
That's really not good.
In my case, if I meet someone and something spark between us, I don't just give my number out like that. But if something sparks between us, then I expect you to call me if I give you my number, because that's the whole point of it. I'm not just going to volunteer my number. You have to ask me for my number. So if you ask me for my number, then I'm expecting you to give me a call. Now, once you make that initiate call, then I might call you after that. But I think a man should, if you take a woman's number, it is your job to call that woman and say, "Hey, babe, I'm just checking on you." Okay. Something of that nature.
Okay, yeah. I definitely agree with that. I agree with all of you women.
I agree with that.
I agree with all. I agree with all of you women. Juliet says I give them a couple of days to call. If they don't, I mark them off my list. A week is longest. I'll wait. Okay, all right. My next question.
I don't do that.
Okay.
Can I respond to that?
Yes, go ahead.
Absolutely. I believe that if you really want to get in contact with me, you need to make some effort. And when I say make some effort, I'm not going to give you my phone number. But one thing I will do is make a way for you to get in contact with me. Because if you want to get in contact with me, I will let you use your phone and scan my QR code, because I have my own personal QR code. And if you want to talk to me, you go to that QR code and you leave a message. And if you fit a certain criteria, the QR code will forward a message to me, and then I will set up a temporary email address for you to respond to you. So you can talk to me, but you can't reach out and touch me.
No, that one's too deep. That one's too deep.
I need you to please hit me up or give me some schooling about that QR code. Because that's awesomely awesome to me.
Okay, my next question to the ladies. Responsibility. For you all being single for so long, and then we're gonna wrap it soon, and because we have I know that SSL and that thing is gonna take quite some time as well. But I have about 3 or 4 more questions for you. The responsibility.
Question. Can I throw in something, Diane?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. You know what the problem is sometimes too? Some of us tend to mimic our parents. Some of us, our parents, and their relationship, it influences us a lot without sometimes we even knowing.
Yes, that's very true. Very true. We mimic all the wrong stuff.
You understand what I'm saying? And what we need to do, like I said before, we have to look within ourselves and know yourself.
and know what you want and what you are able to deal with.
Well,
Go ahead, lady.
well, that would bring
On
me
that note.
that also goes with the next question, responsibility, because women have been a lot. Okay, single women. A lot of single women has been single for a long time, myself included, and or been living by themselves for a long time. In a relationship, are you ladies ready for what entitles in a relationship as well, what comes with a relationship as well? Meaning the when you're single, you're free to go and come as you like. If you don't want to cook, you don't want to cook. You don't want to clean, you don't want to clean. Um, you want to lay all day, you lay all day. But when you have a man in your life, there comes that responsibility of either I'm cooking or you're cooking, or because not every man is going to want to go out to eat every night. Um, a man most definitely, you don't want a man to think you nasty. You don't want to. You got to keep that. You got to keep up your place, even though you're keeping up your place now. But sometime when you just feel like laying, and you may have a bundle of clothes and don't feel like folding it right then and there. I mean, are a lot of women also ready for the responsibility of being in a personal relationship? Anybody want to take it?
Maintenance? I mean, like, come on now. Maintenance? If a man goes to work and he wears a uniform, it's his responsibility to make sure he takes it to the cleaners and picks it up. Because I'm not going to do that. If I have to do all the laundry for the house, he can help me by taking it downstairs and bringing it back upstairs if he wants me to fold it and put it away. That's how it works. In my household, the man is going to share the work for everything that's done because he and I are doing it together. If the floor has to be vacuumed and I can't do it, he can do it because the vacuum cleaner will work just as well for him as it does for me.
I'm going to interrupt you though, Mama Acid, but then we bring it back to where women is going to say they want this old school, and in the old, and some of that comes along. Some of that comes along with the old school is women cooking and cleaning.
Lady G, I'm 67. I'm about the oldest thing on this program, and I'm going to tell you right now, not all women cook every day. I can food. So if a man comes home and I'm still at work and he wants to eat, it's plenty of food in the house. Feel free to heat up and eat what you want. And if you think that I might want some, heat some up for me too. If I'm home, I'm definitely going to make sure you're going to eat because I'm going to ask you, I'm getting ready to have this. Would you like some or would you like me to make you something else? Because it's only fair. I'm not going to sit there and eat by myself if you in the house and you want to eat too. What kind of nonsense would that be? That's part of the time that we should be spending together because when we are together, that's us. That's us relating to each other. And we should definitely sit there and have a meal together without any TV or any telephone distractions because that is our time. And if we don't have that time together, we should make that time at least once a week. Date night. Spend some time with your significant other if you really want them to believe that you matter.
Vin Diva, let me hear your thought on it. Vin Diva,
let
me hear
what Mama Acid is saying. I am an avid, how do you say, person to say that if I'm in a relationship with a man, him and I, first of all, need to have a communication with what is and what is not supposed to be accepted of him. All right. And if I'm in a relationship, it's supposed to be a 50-50 thing. So don't expect me to do everything for you or with you because I was single once and I can be single again. Okay.
Okay, Vin
that's
Diva.
just my perspective.
Vin Diva, let me hear your thought on that.
No, I was going to say that I'm someone who likes the roles. To get people to play their position, I think a man should be a man, and a woman should be a woman. And a woman needs to have that feminine energy. If you want to attract a man,
You breaking up. You breaking up. I can't hear you clear. Start again.
Okay, sorry, I'm on the road.
Yeah.
No, are you hearing me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is yeah, you want to have that female energy. So I don't want to come in and say, well, I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that, and all of that. But I do believe that if two people is working, the man needs to play his position, the woman needs to play her position. Okay, if two people are working, right, I that's an agreement that you're going to have with each other that you're going to share the household responsibilities. So it doesn't mean that I'm gonna cook all the time or he's gonna cook all the time, but we support each other. If I'm there and I can cook, I'm gonna make sure he eats, and I'm expecting you to do the same for me, right? If you want, if it's a situation where the husband is saying, "I want my wife to," you agree for the wife to stay home, then you need to play your position as the wife, as the house, and do the housework, right? Because if he's going to work and you're going to be a housewife, I don't believe in that. The housewife is stay home and don't do anything. I believe that you should do that. But if, like I said, both of you are contributing to the household income, both of you are sustaining the house financially, then I do believe you need to split the household chores, and that's something that you can talk about with each other and agree on.
All right, Tonya.
Agree on what you want to do.
Tonya, you want to touch that one?
Yes, I want to touch it, and I would love to touch it. Well, I'm mixed with both. I'm mixed with the old school and with the new school. I love, yes, I will take his clothes to the cleaners, Mama Acid, and pick it up. Okay. I will cook. Not every day. We can share those responsibilities. But what I want to see, I'll do all those things. But you see, when he come home, he should be able to look at me and say, "Baby, what you need?" And just start counting out those bills. Yeah, I'm mixed with both, old school and new school.
All right, Queen.
Yep. Okay. I agree with that.
Queen, you want to touch it? Or you already touched it?
Well, like the sister said, you have to. I feel that you have to do things. If you have a man, you're gonna do things to keep that man because there are a lot of sharks out there ready to snatch him up. So therefore, there's some things that you might have to do that you might not really want to do. You know, and I think that if you're home now, if both of y'all are working out and coming in late, at a certain time, then of course the responsibility has to be shared. But if it's a situation where you are home more than the guy is, then it's okay to cook him a meal, I think. Most men, they love for a woman to cook for them. And I don't see anything wrong with that. And as a woman, you want to keep your place clean anyway. So you're going to go out and clean whether he helps or not. You're going to clean it. But of course, you're going to train him in the way that he picks up after him.
Wait a minute, Acid. Wait a minute.
Yes,
Go
no,
ahead.
well, I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying he's not to do that. I'm saying that remember, I'm weighing it out. If both of you are working, then my expectation is that we're gonna share that responsibility. Now, if I'm home more than he is, then I think that I can do a little bit more than he would be doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I'm also from the old school more.
Okay, ladies. How about
The question was being single. The question was if you were a single woman. That means that if you're a single woman, you're already working.
No.
Okay.
The question was, with you being single, with you have been single for a long time.
Right.
When you all of that we're looking for this relationship, are we ready for the responsibilities that comes with the relationship? With men, with being asked, where you going? What time you coming home? What's for dinner? I mean, the whole 9 yards of it. So now the next question would be, are you ladies open to long distance relationships? Since Tonya kindly told us that there's no men in Georgia.
That does not work for me. I tried it.
Long distance relationship that you don't know what's inside a man's head.
Okay,
That is outer space.
okay, go ahead, Queen. Wait a minute, Acid, Queen. Acid, wait a minute, Queen was talking. Go ahead, Queen.
If it's long distance with a plan to make it short distance, to come together at some point, but not
Thank you.
distance.
All right.
Thank you. Because I am in a long distance relationship and I have no issue.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have no issue. So it depends on the person. Different strokes, different folks.
And my
Yeah,
and my last
exactly.
question to you, ladies, Tonya, did you want to touch that?
Well, what I can say on that one, I ain't doing it because I trust you as far as I can see you or throw you.
All right. Last question
Yeah,
in
that
regards
goes
to
back to what I was saying about long distance relationships being every relationship because you do not know what's in a man's head. And the quickest way to close the gap is for him to start being honest with you. But how many men are going to be that honest with you? That's the whole issue that women and men face mostly in relationships is the honesty quotient. When can I trust you? See, until I can trust you, we don't really have a relationship.
but do
You can
you
have a
but
key to my house, but
okay,
that don't mean that
let me go
I
here.
don't have a different code. Not mean to interrupt you, beautiful, but it goes both ways. Can he trust you?
Can either
If
one
you're
of
in a
you
long
trust
distance
each other?
relationship, you can't trust him. But can he trust you?
And how would
That's
you
exactly what I'm talking about.
okay,
If we
but
don't know
acid,
each
but
other,
acid.
what do we know about trust?
How would you
But if you
ever
have
quick
an
Carla,
understanding
hold the
and a
line.
communication,
Wait
I don't think
one
there should
moment.
be an issue.
Hello, one
I'm
moment.
sorry.
With
I'm
trust.
still talking about
One
dating
moment,
or
Queen.
relationship.
One moment. We're talking about dating and a relationship. So if with dating, no one is going to automatically trust someone immediately. Trust is earned.
Right.
So obviously, in a relationship, you have to grow. When you're dating, you have to grow to trust each other. And in a relationship, I feel that you ought to be trusting your significant other or your spouse until they give you a reason not to trust them. And after when they've given you that reason for you not to trust, then no, it's very hard to gain back that trust because once you do me wrong, then there's no going back. You know what I'm saying? There's no going back. And my answer to the long distance relationship, I used to be in a long distance relationship and it's the worst thing. And I do not, and I don't think that I would go back into a long distance relationship.
Me too.
And
Oh, I mean,
my
yeah,
and
exactly.
as far as doing for your man, I totally agree with both of you assisting each other in the household. But there's still some things that no matter how you want to put it, um, I feel that there's something that is for a woman to do, in a household. When you and a man is, I feel that yes, it is the duty. It may be stereotyping, but I feel that it is something for a man to go and take out the trash.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tonya says long distance is not for someone that loves seeing and being with the person. But yeah, there's certain things that's just automatically, I feel that in the household, there are men and there are women, things that we do. You know what I'm saying? So for me, yeah, I agree with sharing the responsibility, but there's also certain things that, hey, is designated, period. Some things that are designated. My last question, and then we're going to get to Usain Bolt and the SSL and all of that, is does looks play a part in 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 you being in a relationship with somebody? Looks as far as their face, their complexion, their dress, their entire appearance. Is that a big thing for you? If they suppose they're not good looking, would you date a not look good looking guy? You know, suppose they don't dress like they don't dress all debonair.
We're talking about a person. Are we judging a person on how they look or their character? Because quite frankly, we can all be pretty ugly. But listen, there is a there is a podcast on YouTube where they're talking about these women. They were sitting down and they were talking, discussing, and they're saying that the Asian men, they're at the bottom of the totem pole, and that
Okay.
some of them are really really nice guy, educated. So maybe I need to look in that direction.
Okay.
Okay, I dated an Asian guy, and
we
it
got
depends upon which type you
we have
messing
some
with.
comments.
So I'm gonna jump in and say
Hold
that
on.
before you do that. I want to say something about that.
Hold on. Gillette says it depends on how long the distance is. Um, um, Tata, Antonia said long distance is not for someone that loves seeing and being with a person. And Tati also said, Tony also said, I love cooking and taking care of a man, and I love being spoiled monetarily and physically. That's what I'm talking about right there. Now, Tonya, you hit it on the head right there. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with cooking, and I don't mind my man cooking for me, and I don't mind taking care of. I don't mind taking. I'm very good with that, if I must say myself. But there's things that I'm looking for. I need to be spoiled, like Tonya says, monetarily and physically. Sometimes walking in the house and walking in with a bunch of flowers for no reason, making this woman feel special. You know, coming in and saying, baby, or calling and saying, baby, don't cook tonight. I'm taking you out on the town. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got one for you, Lady D.
Go ahead.
I love pineapple. I love mango, especially the green mango. And look, and sometime come in the house and bring a nice ripe pineapple. I brought this for you. Or don't bring my green mangoes in. Don't let them get too ripe. See, those are the things that people, a lot of women forget about. Those little things.
Yes.
Those are the little things. So I keep it real all the time. I would do it because I know what I love and I know what I love doing. See, but when you love doing something, you don't have a problem doing it.
Yes. And then the only time you have a problem doing it is when you're not being appreciated while you're doing it.
Exactly.
That is true. That is true. We got to put that in there. It is true.
Doing it.
Relationship.
I'm here.
This is why I was able to can be in a long distance relationship for 3 years now. Okay, because I have times when he'll just pop up and send me a text. Hey baby, I just had you on my mind. Or how was your day? Or he will call me. Things like that.
See, I don't like the long distance.
Let you know that hey, you're still thinking about me.
I don't like the long distances.
I would get a little flower or something like that, or
But you see,
like
on the long distance part of it, I like it and I don't like it. I liked it. The reason why I did like it is because, yeah, you don't have that where you going. You still have that where you going and all of that, but it didn't come with all of the expectations. And then, but it comes with that. What I didn't like about it is because I like to be cuddled. I like to be, watch a little TV and not be alone with my significant other. There's things that you love being with the person, as Tonya said. So yeah, on those levels. So I'm like flip flopping a little bit on the two sides. So that's why I had asked the questions: is are we really ready for the responsibility that comes with a relationship? And you know, settling down with someone really, because I know we're not looking to date for the rest of our lives. We're looking to obviously settle down, eventually, hopefully, to get married and live a life, live a wonderful, fun life with another person. Um, Hopefully, to make that person your friend. You know.
But what I myself look for in a man is a man that can stimulate my mind. You understand? It doesn't matter what they do, whatever. Stimulate my mind. Make sure that we can have a conversation that you can understand what I'm saying to you and I can understand what you're saying to me. And we can have a communication where we know A, B, C, D, and so it shall be.
Okay, last question. Last question, and then we hanging up on this topic. And maybe next week we could visit it a little bit more. Um, when is too soon to have sex?
We hang up on
When is too soon for you to have make love or have sex or intercourse or however a person want to say it with
you're
someone
a grown
that you
woman,
just
and you're a grown woman. You are a grown woman, so therefore it depends on the individual.
Yeah, whenever you want to, whenever you're comfortable enough. I think once you're grown, you kind of get away from those 90 days,
Yeah.
30 days rules, or whatever rules. It's whatever you feel whenever you feel comfortable
Whatever
and
you
you feel like.
anyone else want to jump on it before we hang this topic up?
I want to just say something that is totally off topic, but directly in response to this.
Uh-huh.
As soon as y'all can agree to go to the clinic and go get all that blood work done, that's when you might be considering having the sex.
All right, I hear you. I hear you.
Yes, if we ain't exchanging no lab work, we ain't exchanging no DNA. And I'm sorry, but I don't mind exchanging DNA with you because I'm willing to go and get stuck, pee in a cup, and wait for some people to hand me some proof that I can biologically trust you. Because if I can biologically trust you, the rest of it I can tolerate because I know I can't really trust you. That's what women on this panel are going to eventually have to agree that is the truth. We do not trust these men because we know that they are not monogamous. We, however, want to pretend that we are, and we are also not monogamous. So for those of us who want to be honest, let's just say that maybe we'll find ourselves a nice piece of 3 or 6 months. Something.
Well,
I
you
don't
know
what
what?
it could be, 'cause it could be anything. I look at
I'm
it
very
as a
monogamous.
playground.
I'm very if I'm sleeping with one person, I'm sleeping with one person. I'm not sleeping with
Yeah,
two and
right.
three
then
and four
when you get
persons.
tired of that
So
person,
I could
you can
definitely
move on to someone
and
else.
and still
Don't limit yourself like
and you
that.
see what I'm saying? That's not the levels I'm on where I just get tired of someone just like that and decide to move on and sleep with someone
You
else.
could
If I
have
feel that
come
there's
to
not a
a fork in
relationship,
the road.
I feel like if
Nope.
there's not a relationship that's going anywhere and us both sit down and we mutually agree to that and we go our ways, then that's that. But I'm not going to be playing games and be with this person and then go
because
sleep with
I'm
another
going to
person.
take you right back to truth and trust, which is you don't know how many other houses that person is stopping by after they leave yours, even if they live with you. So I'm just going to say it, and I'm going to say
that's
you
why-
trust them as far as you can hold them in your arms.
Well, I'm going to trust them until they give me a reason to not trust. I'm not going to distrust them as soon as they walk through the door.
Waiting on that.
As soon as they walk
be
through the
waiting on
door.
that.
Well, you know what? Maybe for you, you don't wait on that. But for me, I give the benefit of the doubt until the doubt is given.
Well,
and maybe
I
that's
have been
something with
single
some
for a very,
relationship,
very-
and maybe that's something with some
been-
person's relationship why it cannot move on to another levels because immediately you don't trust. Period.
I have been single for many years now, right? And I don't have a relationship because I am very conscious and of what is out there because I know there's a lot of stuff floating out there, right?
Mhm.
So therefore, I'm very conscious of my body and who I share my body with. Now, like I said, it's been quite a bit of years since I've had a relationship. And because the reason why is because, like I said before, I have certain expectations. And if I find that I start talking to you and my expectations are not being fulfilled, then I'm on my way and you won't get there. Now, when I was younger, it was different, because that was the norm. You find a man, you like him, and in about a week or two, you might end up in the bed with him. I'm older now. I'm more mature, and I know exactly what I want in my life. So therefore, if I find that it's not there, then you won't get in my bed. Believe me. Okay.
Exactly.
Like I said, it's been a number of years, so I can do without. Men always say, "Oh, how you talk about you can do without? You can't do without." I say, "Okay, watch me."
I trust me. We know that we can do without. We know that we can definitely
Okay.
do without. Gene says agree. Gene also says it's only one man that I can deal with at a time. Okay. Well, listen, this is very interesting. Anyone want to wrap up this topic with something so we could go on to the SSL scandal that's going on in Jamaica and all the other scandals that are going on in Jamaica? Um, you have any last words to say on it, Vindiva?
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to say that so the topic was about dating in the new millennium, right? And it's just to say that I have talked to a few men out there as well. And a lot of the response I've been getting is that there's a lot of women out there who are just gold diggers. They're just looking for a man to support them financially, right? I get that from like a lot of men that you talk to. That is their number one complaint. So it makes it very hard because today we're dating. There's the internet and it's not personal, and people feel like they can scam other people, and so it makes it very hard to trust each other. And I think that's what's making it so difficult. I mean, in this new millennium, I don't think men people when you go to parties they don't dance with each other anymore. Back in the 90s and stuff, we used to go to parties, some people ask you to dance, you dance, you get to know people, you meet people, you interact with them. A guy will ask for a drink to buy you a drink and it will be easy. Now everybody is, when you go to the club, everybody's stand off by themselves and dancing by themselves, and nobody's coming up to you, nobody's initiating a conversation or anything. And the ones that are dating online, it's so difficult because it's so impersonal that people are using that opportunity to scam other people. They can tell you all types of lies because they're not talking to you face to face, and so that's, I think those are just some of the things that are making dating so difficult in the new millennium.
All right, we have a caller. Caller, you're live.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
We have a man calling in. What's up?
I was listening to you with all these conversations, women are saying they're holding on to them too.
Say that again.
I was listening to you browsing on the internet, and I come across this radio sugar show, and I hear these ladies talking about holding on to their stuff. But as a man, and you just throw the question, when is the right time to have looking? They're going to respect you. See? But my thing is look at you out, Red Lobster, limousine, treat with champagne, and then you have to tell me, say, nothing I want to the night. No. You see, in life, you only live once in it. And when you're here around town, you have God give you that, And woman is one of the most dangerous thing on the face of the earth. They have more power than any other creature that walk the earth. See? So when you get what God give you, and you see you must be fruitful and share, multiply, right? Because when you think about it, you might be here today and gone tomorrow. See? And you have to enjoy your life. So if you have it to enjoy it, and to use your discretion. But let me break down something to you. You have money, which is 5 letters. House is 5 letters. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Power is 5 letters. All right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next caller, hold the line. Go
And
ahead.
the thing when baby, the God give you a 5 letters. The thing when God give you a 5 letters, it have two. So all of it connect together.
Okay.
So if you as a woman and you don't understand that you have the power in your hand, then you're a damn fool.
All right.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you don't like to understand.
So, caller, let me ask. I have another caller holding. I have another caller holding. Let me ask you something, caller. Why is men, why most men are so untruthful? Instead of just saying that, listen, I'm going to take you out on a date. I'm going to buy you flowers, put you in this limousine, do all of these wonderful things that you're asking. But I need some of the nookie at the end of this date. Why can't a man just be blatant and say exactly how they feel if that's their intentions? And
But then, what?
Go
I'm not
ahead.
the man who will be angry, are you? Are you who will it? The man I go tell you to manipulate you, you know. Remember, say, are you bring man in this world, you know. If you notice the word woman, man, they're the end of the word. So you come first. So you can think where a man I think, you know, but a man can't think where a woman I think. So you hold the key to the gate. So if you let them your gate guard, then you deserve to get this. Because you have the power. I just passed it out to you a while ago, you know. Money, power, and the nookie. 5 letters. Then go together, house. So if you can't provide them to me as a woman, what may I do with you?
And let me ask another question. Are men, do you feel, as being a man, do you feel that some men are intimidated by successful women?
Well, that's true. Some men are intimidated and some men like to be ragamuffin and ruler. But some of the men have got big with me to say this. If you notice, in the jungle, the king of the jungle is the man, the lion. In the hunt, you know, and the woman hunt. Because the woman have the strategy to back up the prey and kill them. The man don't have that. So women have the power. Them have one of the greatest gifts God give to women. And when them says, why is man always bashing women and beating them down and the woman is still rise again? You hear the songs where Shabba say, it can't done. You wash it and you put it down and it come again. A man only have so much lifespan, you know, and him done. If he not take care of himself. You understand? So women still have the power.
Okay. All right.
So whether or not, how many times you might have a man, or any one of the ladies on the panel might have a man, and you can actually see the man and do something for you in the house, around the yard. And you look at him and say, what are you idiot? They might do it with it. And when you try to tell him, I tell you to shut up. How much time that happens?
Okay.
I want it for time. You say, baby, your school is wrong. Shut up. You tell me. And when you done, you mess you up and you say, see me, did tell you, but you not go admit. So, because you know why? You bring him here, so you know what he thinks. He come from you, you know. If you make a man out smart, you know what I say. Remember, you know, you bring him into this world. He come from you as a female. You see?
Right. Ladies, like this gentleman is on the line. Any questions?
Logical reasoning.
Uh-huh. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. No comments, ladies. No comments as to what the caller said.
Like I said, logical reasoning.
Okay.
He makes sense. Anyhow, me as a man was a woman, we could have never broke.
So if a woman a walk when I say broke and all the money,
But then,
she not give thanks to the God give her.
but then you say men come up with the talk. We getting several calls. Hold on, callers. And hold the line, caller. And so you say man will say, boy, that girl is just asleep there with man for money, and them not serious, and them don't want a solid relationship, and those things.
Okay,
You say men are the ones that would turn around and put down the women when we exercise this woman power.
Right, let me show you something.
Uh-huh.
Let me show you something. You see, you have to remember, you know, woman is more powerful, whether we like it or not. You see? So again, you might call a woman a whore. If the man go around here, so watch this now, and sleep with 7 girls and 4 different girls, you don't call him nothing. But if a woman goes and sleep with 2 men, you call him a whore and a bitch. You see? See, so when you look at that, if the woman can, if the man can do it, why the woman can't do it?
Yes, so you can't do what a man do and still be a lady.
Yes, but you see, the lady, you know, like me say again, you wash it and you turn it down and it's all right again. The man, you know, they have so much lifespan. So the woman have the power. So regardless of what, how much time female having their sex, and fake it and tell him, no, yes, and call him name and he feel good. You see? But I don't know about
stamina.
You're telling him that to make him feel good because every time the man done, he might go ask you, how was it? If you ever tell him say no good, he curse you and call you all kind of name. But you have to lie and say, you baby, so it's good, isn't it?
Asid, what was you saying?
Why are you screaming about stamina? Why do you think stamina is what people want rather than for it to be consistency?
No, it's not stamina to having sex, you know. But again, too, you need the stamina and the stableness and the relationship and the comfort that you don't have to go, you're going to do nothing else. So if the man can provide that to you, like the grandmother used to say, grass not green up on the other side. So you as a woman have the power to change this man and nourish him and give him the strength he needs.
And I think that's the misconception, because you're coming up with the talk of a woman being able to change a man and make a man do X, Y, Z, and all of this power. And then this woman gets it in their minds that if I am this perfect woman, I clean, I cook, I give good sex, I love this man, I do what I need to do, and that man still go out and cheat, then this woman turns back around and start to question themselves and start to say, you know, what is wrong with me? I've done everything that I am to do as a woman, and everything, and still this man go around and cheat and make me feel less of a woman. But yeah.
Okay, you know what happened now?
Yeah.
You know, give me me, then you know, find where him fall short up.
And I refuse to believe that. I don't believe that. I think that I feel that some men are just liars and they don't know what they want out of life, what they want, what they are looking for in a woman. Some men are not even know what they're looking for in a woman, and is not and cannot be satisfied with what they're getting.
Okay, let me break that down again. When you first met your man, your boyfriend or your husband, he must start to you and tell you something to make you lie down with him. Remember that. He must tell you something to make you believe him. Right? But yet still when he's done, he go to get a whore. And somebody out in the club and say I'm a whore. And this because what? The excitement. You have to know it. Let me say you have to train the man, you know. Just like you train a dog. When you say a dog is a man's best friend. He's a female, you can train them. Okay. How much killing is going on in Atlanta over country? Look at it. As tuggy as the man them is, and them are shit around over the woman.
Yeah, but then that brings it back. That brings it back to a statement that was made earlier, where men want you, but they want they want they want their cake while it's baking. I mean, they want
Okay, what is
they just don't only want you, they want another one, and they want another one, and they want another one. So then that brings back
okay, all right now.
insecurity in a woman.
What is now? As a
Uh-huh.
woman, you know when your man are cheating,
Yes.
you know, but then you ignore it. So what you do? The same play when you give him the same play and you see how he feel. You see? Then you will straighten up. Because, let me show you something.
And
You
then
go
he
there,
beat you down.
and you give him everything, and he cheat by you, right? You say, okay. You see, because a man don't like to be questioned. He come to you and say, go and I go to the friend. Make him go on, right? Make him go on. Soon as you come out, tell you, we can talk and I sleep.
No, no, no,
You hear me?
no. You,
Sooner or later, even when I'm sleeping, we talking and sleep. So, that's a natural thing. So you will know when your man a cheat. So if I'm a cheat now, and I'm going on and upon this girl, you say, yes, me know you're cheating now. I hope the coach is good to you, but you know, when I'm there. No, I'm on a difference with you from the side, because he wants to figure that that's how you know. But you don't say nothing. You see? I will not dress up go out, you dress too. You probably go in the garage, but you just dress. Where I go? No, no, no. And you see the reaction. So you have to train him to bring him back.
oh, so
If you
when
know
when you
so
go,
well that,
you forgot behind him. That you say.
yeah.
And then you are war. Then you make war in a house. Okay.
Well,
Gene says one moment. Gene says that's because.
your man,
Wait a minute. Let me read a comment.
if you
Let me read a comment.
okay.
Jean said that's because a woman don't want to hurt the man's feeling if she really likes him, even if he can't get it up. She will do anything to make him feel confident as a man. I told you about the sweet talker man that most women have to be aware of. All right, before you finish, we have I have a caller on from 933. You want to go ahead and talk, caller?
What's going on?
Greetings, greetings.
Greetings.
Did you have a comment you wanted to make?
No, I mean I was calling in, but I figured that you were going to ask me something. I don't know. What's the call? What's the
Oh, you want me
the
to ask you
conversation about?
something? Or you want me to ask you something in regards to dating? All right, well, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. I have another caller calling from a 762 number.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, caller. Hello, caller. All right, go. You go ahead, but you go ahead and finish your talk first. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes. I was calling in to comment about the statement that that man had made before.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of things he said was true, but there was also a lot of things that was like what they call it ghosting.
Yeah.
You know, like he's saying things that you want to hear, but you know it's not really like that. You know, but really and truly, a man a man is going to do what he wants to do. Period. Okay, it doesn't matter whether the woman is a good woman and she do everything for him or not. As soon as he feels like he's getting bored, he's going to leave, you know, or he's going to go and find something else. That's just his nature, you know. And if you can deal with a man's nature, then you're fine. But like I said, there's a lot of good men out there that don't think like that and don't do things like that. If they find that woman that they figure that they can spend the rest of their life with, they're going to do everything to keep that woman, no matter what. And a woman do have the power. She really do have the power. But some of us don't know how to use that power. But because we were not trained to use it like that. We were trained to satisfy the man and to listen to what the man say. And we were not trained to think about us and what we need and what we want and realizing that it's not all men the same. So it's a lot of problems and a lot of different things. they say that when you need something on the inside, into if you need an insight into how a man thinks, you got to feel it out first. You got to feel a man out first because he can ghost you. He can tell you anything, and he has a way because he was trained from he was little. He was trained on how to get a woman, what to really say to a woman to get that woman. So he may love you, but yet if he feels that there's something better out there, no matter how good you are to him or what you do for him, he's gonna go for that thing that he figures is better. He might go and then he find out, oh no, this wasn't better. What I had was better. But by then it's too late. He done hurt you and you don't want him back no more. You know, so there's a lot of facets to relationship with man and woman. But a man they talk about a woman is complicated. A man is more complicated than a woman. A woman is just upfront about how she feels, what she wants and what's not, and then she try to please him so that he can stay with her. A man will ghost you, and you think that he knows what he's saying, and you believe him, and you give your heart and soul to him, only to have him rip it out later. So that's my take on it. You know, that's it.
All right. Thanks for calling in, caller.
Oh,
Mama Acid says,
well said.
Mama Acid says, train him talking in his sleep. She ain't had no man talking in his sleep and busting on himself.
They won't talk. They won't talk. You have to listen good. They talk and they speak. And then sometimes they call you wrong name. Remember, they will call you wrong name. And sometimes they use it and just use the place, darling. Everybody can call darling so they don't make mistake. See? So when the man talk, you don't call me no darling.
Yeah.
Call me by my name.
And you know what? That's something that you know what? I had that reasoning before with someone that if when I'm in a relationship and if I am and we're making love, you call my name. Don't call me no babe and that. Say, boy, Lady B, boy, Diana, or, call my name because then I'll know if you make a mistake. I know your mind wasn't there. Your mind is somewhere else. Ladies, let them call your name. Call your name. Don't this darling, this babes, and all of this because everybody is darlings and babes. Okay? Because from his mind is on you. I'm sorry?
Yeah, no, but see, that's right. And the next thing too, when you know your man are cheap on you, when you left the yard and gone, no rush him making along. When you left the yard, whatever you go, they go to take 24 hours for you to come back to. And then that's what you know. See? Because when you come in, you know, so you check yourself, you don't have to go under yourself, yeah, this, and you get your mood, oh, I'm sleeping, I'm tired, okay. All right. You write that down, you write the date down, you write the time. And
that's too much work. That's investigative work. That's too much investigative work.
No. Listen to me again. And I'll tell you to say nothing, but you have to take notes, because you have to understand when you live apart, across waters, a different state, have no control of what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
If you're living in the same house, you see? Then it becomes a team. Once you live in a my bed, right? You have to know what going on with you, know what going on with me. From being and be out. Yeah, tell me some work and that's a red flag. You look for them things. If you have to lay your rules down at the beginning, you see, I saw you do it. And if you don't do that, you don't get lost.
Yes. Yes, I have a comment. I got to piggyback on it. He is right. And also, here's another one. When you know their routine, and when them change the routine, that's when you know it. They have a routine, so they usually come and them hungry and them this and them that. Then the next night them come, them belly full. Oh, me pick up a sandwich on the road. Know the routine and pay attention to the routine.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Vin
But this
Diva, you
is
want
for
to
real.
Vin Diva, you want to make a comment? Vin Diva,
Hello?
look like she got the Queen. You want to make a comment?
No, I mean, you guys sum it all up. I mean, I done told you how I feel and what I'm expecting, and you know, and if Mr. Right comes along, then that's
You
fine.
can't
If
wait
not,
for
I'm
Mr.
all
Right.
right.
Let me,
I'm
let me show you
okay.
something.
Mama Acid,
There's a thing.
Mama Acid,
Yeah, I'm here.
you want to comment?
I just think it's kind of interesting how he said that women are the ones who turn men into hoes. Because quite frankly, a woman cannot make a man a hoe unless the man just absolutely has no self control. Because your own self respect will tell you no. If you love the other person, you'll say, no, I'm not going to do it. But if you have no self respect, that means that you have no self boundaries. If you don't think that your relationship is worth you preserving whatever that relationship is between you and that person, then you go right on out in the street and you then accept the label of being a hoe because, quite frankly, you went out there and did it. No one sent you out there. Now, if you had an issue at your house and you didn't take the time to work on that issue and to try to sort it out, and you decided rather than sorting it out, you'll go out there, you were a hoe all the time, just looking for a reason to do it and hoping that some woman will accept that your failure in judgment is because you felt like you were angry, so you deserved it. So I'm gonna be honest and say the worst thing that I have ever heard is where men retaliate against a woman by going out having sex with another woman. How is that gonna hurt me?
Yeah, because you see, this is it. When they go and have sex with another woman, guess what? The DNA crossing her, and then he come back to you. So he's bringing that DNA from that woman back to you. Whether him wash or clean
No,
up or not,
no,
whether bring
no,
it back.
no, no. Stop right there because you made a mistake. Here's where we got you. We got you, and I'm going to say it, which is why I'm sure Lady D wanted me to just go ahead and say it. A lot of women, once we know you done been out there, we'll take your wallet, but we will not let you in our purse. You are never going to get physically up in my body again. And
But what I'm-
usually when
what
you go
I'm
to kiss
saying-
me, you're going to get that jaw, or
Yeah,
you're
but-
going to get that neck, but you ain't never, ever. Once again, I'm going to say it for you, and I'm going to explain to you why. Going to get my respect, because my respect means that if we making love, then you would know better because you don't love me. If you love me and our relationship was supposed to be monogamous, then you would have kept it monogamous. The minute that you decide you want to be a polygamist and you don't advise me so that I can make my choice on if I want to be a polygamist or not, you then have created a situation of your own design, which does not include any decision from me other than the fact that I then can choose to deal with you or not. And if I choose to deal with you, it's going to be with restraint. Because the first thing in my mind is this hoe think he going to drag all this trash back up in here on my feet? Nah.
And
not
that
gonna happen.
and that's where I'm
The
at with
point
it.
is
reality,
this.
brother.
And that's where I'm
The
at
point
with
is
it.
this.
If
You would not know.
you would not know what.
That's what I'm saying. You would know if he's cheating and come back to
He
you.
actually believes that women don't know. Brother, let me tell you something, okay? I'm 67. I want you to understand something, okay? I don't know how old you are, but I'm going to tell you something. You better grasp these words and hold on to them tight. When you go step your feet into another house and you take your shoes off, believe me, when you cross the threshold of your house, your woman knows. And you know why? Because your scared vibe arrives before you do. And I'm going to be honest and say so as a black woman, when you send your scared vibe in because you don't know if it's safe, because you are going to act different. You are your own tail. And I'm going to say this. If you're a real man,
You will be a real man and say, look, I'm gonna go out here and do this. And you know what a real woman will say? Go on with it then, because we really mean that. If you don't choose me, then go on out there and choose something, because I'm not gonna be second choice on any menu. I am the meal.
No.
Okay. Why do you feel that women don't?
So unaware.
Wait a minute, Acid.
How we know.
Mama Acid, wait a minute.
How we know.
Mama Acid, wait a minute.
Never know.
Why do you feel that women don't know? Go ahead. Go ahead, Carla. Why you feel that a woman don't know?
Let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. From a man's point of view, right? If a man wants to cheat, he can go cheat and come right back to you, and you don't know until you find out later on. Then you might get mad. You see? So when you look at it, it's caller.
Wait a minute, Acid, let him finish his thought. Acid.
Women know.
Acid. I'm going to mute you. Acid. Let him finish his thoughts.
Listen,
go ahead.
Listen. As a man point of view, you can go there as a man and go over here across town, sleep with somebody else, go on missionary, whatever not, and come back home. You will never know unless something strikes to make you realize that something is happening. You might, let me tell you something. Women cheat too, just as men, right? And some people keep themselves so privately, you will never know. You see? I don't say a woman can't find out or a man can't find out, but there's something's going to shift that you're going to realize something is going on or something is not right here.
Okay, and I would go with that. I would go with that immediately. When a man cheats, you may not know, but in time you will know because of, like we said, the routine change. There's a change in the routine. Or you all are making love and that man calls another person's name. You know,
I might do things different from what he used to do.
Or come with different positions that you're like, where did you learn this? You know, if you all were stationary and all of a sudden you all are swinging, he wants you to swing off the chandelier. You're going to be like, okay, where did you learn this? I mean, yeah, so certain things are...
It's 10 o'clock, ladies.
We know. No, Mama Acid told me, Mama Acid said, go with it. Mama Acid said, we're going to be talking about SSL next week. This is where it's hot. First, Mama Acid didn't even want to touch this subject. But now Mama Acid texted me and said, Lady D, keep it rolling. SSL is next week. I was shocked to get that text.
One more thing, too.
You have to remember.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you heard about what happened this past week with this guy and this girl in Ohio. It's two cases. One, the girl was 13 and the guy was 15. And she had been nice to him in school. Hi, how you doing? Blam, blam. No outside school, nothing. He walked up to her, asked her, come on, let's go have sex. And she said no. And he pulled out a knife and stabbed her right there. It happened in 3 minutes. People were all around them. They were in the school. Okay? That was one.
So again,
second episode, which might strike a little closer to home, was this discussion of men and women. When women get mad and they have a friend that can take revenge for them. And what the women do is they set it up so that their man ends up with this particular friend who may not be known to the man, and the man then goes and gets burnt by the friend emotionally and physically. And at that point, the woman can say, well, you know what, I decided I don't really want to mess with you because I don't think you're clean. And I think we should go to the doctor. At that point, the guy is then going to wonder, why is the woman trying to come with this? When they go to the doctor and it all hits the fan, the woman can then question, oh, so you having sex with outside people, but you also caught this, which you're going to have to like, or what happened? That's the question. so
Now
they can
listen.
either have the honest conversation and see if they have a real
I think
relationship,
we're going to have to
or
continue this next week. I think we're going to have to
I think
continue.
so.
We're going to have to continue this next week because it is 10:05. So and it's so great. I appreciate you calling in because we want it from a man perspective. The respecter called me this week, says, Lady, I have two of my friend them said I'm calling for come talk on the subject. And I see that they got a little cold feet. So we appreciate you calling in and talking to us from a man perspective, from a man's perspective, and being
Okay, one
willing.
thing I want to say before you leave.
Yes.
Okay, one thing I have to say to the ladies who are listening, who's on the panel and who's listening. Remember, when you get into a relationship, the first thing you come, you want to be with me, you want to do this, you want to do that, right? Make sure you don't go with nobody who's in a relationship and tell you to them I'm gonna leave this and leave that. That's number one. Rule one. You're not gonna trust him. Number two, if he come to you, remember your body is secret. You see, it's very private. That's why you wear clothes and you cover it. Number three, you need to go to the bank with me and we set up an account together. Because you know, go come with me and tired me out. And the clothes have to wash this and wash. I mean, I have nothing. You can't lie down with me for free. You see, you have to understand that. So women have the power. Remember that. You lay your rules down. You put your rules at the top of the table. And also when you're in the relationship, you put on your get Dex money. That means that the money when you left, you can be all right. Don't be no fool and say, oh, I don't want him to do nothing for me.
Okay, that's the
That's all I
get
have
Dex
to say.
money. All right, Juliet says, they may not want to say it, but they always know. A woman is more alert than any man knows. Some don't want to lose that man, so they keep quiet, but they know. Jean said, then there are those who take the time to plan. Juliet said, there are those who take the time to plan their exit. Also, Jean says a woman is much more dangerous than man can ever be. Okay. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Well, we're going to definitely continue this conversation next week. It looks like RJ will be able to join us because we're going to continue it next week. But this is very enlightening. It's a well needed topic, and I hope that more men will call in and reason. And I'm hoping that you'll call in again next week and reason with us. Um, call us so that way we really want to know because I have questions. I have some more questions here that I took the time to write down that when men do call in and also with the abuse I wanted to speak to you in regards to men being abusive as Mama Acid spoke about the
And
person
It's
abuse
because
who
of the
hurt
abuse
power.
too.
Because
who
of the
hurt the other
power.
one. And no, but yeah, it's because of the power. But when a woman is trying to, let's say a woman is in this relationship and they want to leave, and that's why a lot of women themselves is even afraid to get into a relationship.
She afraid to leave because they make you good. And you don't want nobody else to get it.
Yeah,
But
but
I don't
then
want to
he's
continue.
out there.
I don't want to continue.
But then he's out there with so many other. Listen, we're gonna continue this next week. We're gonna continue this next week. Man, we're gonna continue this next week, and hopefully we'll get back to the SSL. But because Mama Acid have a whole bunch of information on the SSL as well
Because
as the corruption.
really,
Yes.
anyhow in the there's people that woman and somebody call him for and say somebody there in yard, a dump on his wife. When I jump up and put on his clothes and run home to go kill the woman. So next week.
Next week, we're going to do part two on this next week. We're going to do part two on this next week. Man, it was great having each and every one participate. It was great having all the calls come in, calling in. Vin Diva, I know she got disconnected. I know Tonya got disconnected. Queen, Acid, Man, this was really, really good. Ali, want to big up yourself. I just want to thank each and every one. Jean, Julie, um, Donna, Donald, um, um, Don Minot, each and every one that commented and joined us. We want to thank you all. We want to thank Victorious for joining with us, 89.1 FM right here, always streaming us. And we want to thank all the listeners on all of our outlets, the powerhouseradio.com, 667-930-9036, our tune-in apps. Want to say big shouts to each and every one there because I know I'm going to get some emails on this. And to all of the listeners listening all over the world, just want to thank you. Mama Acid, you want to say something before we go?
Thanks so much to everybody who called in and to everybody who listens all around the world. Please don't forget to join us next week when we continue this conversation. And then we'll talk a little bit about the financial slump that we're seeing envelop a whole lot of the world's economy. Peace and please don't forget, wear a mask. Not everybody is safe.
All right. Queen?
Always know that in every relationship, you have to work a little harder than the average person. Just have confidence in yourself, know what you want, and you'll be okay.
All
Love
right.
you guys. Have a blessed week. See you next week.
Okay, before I go, there was some other comments here that I didn't get to read. Um, okay, yeah, I did read that. Mama said I need more info about that scan. Okay. Um, wait a minute. I told you about the sweet talker man and Gillette, and there was those who take the time to plan their exit. Gillette said there are those that take time to plan their exit. Jean says, okay, woman, and then Jean says, Mama Acid, I need more info about this scan thing. Then Diva says, sorry, I was disconnected. I enjoyed participating. Big up yourself, then Diva. Then Diva, we have part 2 next week, Mama. So, it's definitely going into a part 2. So, once again.
And Lady D, and I'll make sure that I have the website address for people who want to create their own QR code. So they can just go right on over there and handle their business.
All right, all right. So Mama Acid's gonna have that QR code. So if you meet someone, you can give them that QR code and they could track you down that way. That's crazy. That's real crazy. But I can't wait to get that information next week. But I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you. And sometimes it's good when we change up the topic because this turned out to be so wonderful and it was so enlightening and can't wait for next week. So with leaving out, I think a good way to leave out is I want to love I can feel, because you know what, I want to love I can feel, I mean really feel, not just the touchy feely feel, but like the deep down inside feel that when you see someone coming, you automatically get excited. You know what I mean? Yeah, the
emotional feeling.
yeah, you want that type. We're going to talk about a lot of things because next week we could touch on one of the topics, one of the questions here that someone submitted to me as well is people that always in your face.
That's the love we call butter love.
The butter love, yes, the love. Yes. I gotta write that one down. The butter love. Yes, that type of love that you get all gooey feely as soon as you see the person. You know what I mean? And I want to talk about all of this men always coming up to you and talking this sex talk and me why you, I'm why you know, and maybe we can coach men on how we like to be approached as women. How these men can approach us when they're dating us, would like to date us, and things such as. So we're gonna get into all of this butter love and killing me softly all of these things. Next week, man, loving her. Y'all have a blessed and fantabulously fabulous evening.
Love I can feel, love I can feel, love I can feel, yeah.
This was good.
That's the only kind of love I think is real. Don't want to be going by something I heard. Cause baby action.
Sure, to me for Saturday for the Lady D show from 12 p.m. up until the 4 o'clock hour. The Lady D show. Check me out.
Sunshine. I love to keep you warm when it's cold. That kind of loving that will never go. Don't you know I want love? I want the love I can feel. That kind of loving you could give to me. That kind of kisses that will make me mad. That kind of loving that will really be fair.